they so cute? We have an exciting package. A lot bluer than I thought.
You're so irreplaceable. Everybody knows I want you, but I've always been so.
Hi guys, welcome to my entryway. This is not a space that I show very often. This place has never felt complete and finished to me. Honestly, that's why I have never shown it. Like the rest of my house, I painted the walls in here white gallery by Sherwin-Williams. That's like the color all around my house. So I did start doing that. I also added in the IKEA shoe organizer that I DIY'd. I actually painted that. I honestly had created a whole video for this 2 years ago, just me decorating my entryway, but I never finished it. It never felt complete. I never truly liked it, honestly. The IKEA shoe organizer, although in theory sounded great because our entryway is super narrow. We have a closet, but it's really, really small, compact, so our shoes felt like they were kind of everywhere, and I thought that that organizer would help, and it did, but I think it also, I didn't realize like how much space it would take up, and it just made the space feel really, really small, honestly, and cluttered. So I removed that. What I plan on doing is actually reorganizing the closet in here to kind of help fit more of our shoes storage, everything else storage that an entryway needs, to kind of just help with that. I also added this shelf right here, and I put pegs in them for us to hang stuff, but I also took that down because, again, felt way too cluttered in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this shelf. I left it there just so I can visually see if I want to keep it. Right now, we have a pretty clean slate. What I'm planning on doing is adding a large mirror to help brighten up the space, make the space feel a little bit bigger. I also ordered some ottomans that have storage, so they can double as somewhere for you to sit to put your shoes on, but also you can store some extra overflow shoes in there as well. Then the other thing that I want to do is actually add some art. So I want to do a gallery wall going up the stairs, which I don't think I'm gonna do the entire stairs. I think I just want to do a good portion of it that's close to the mirror. So anyway, that is my thoughts. That is where we're at. We have the mirror. I'm super excited. I want to put it in space. I've taped up kind of what I think it would look like, spacing and everything. So we're just gonna get it up on the wall and see how it goes. This is a pretty large mirror, 71 inches, 28 wide. Okay, so here she is. And having this mirror is probably gonna expose me and all of the things that are going on in the background, but hopefully that's fine. This is the rug that we have here. And you see how it just takes up so much visual space? I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like once it starts leading over here, it just takes up a lot. It's a lot. And maybe because the rug is darker, that's why it feels that way. Like maybe a lighter rug wouldn't feel that way. Not sure, but it's not doing it for me. It's making it feel really dark. And so I did order a rug that is jute and has a little bit blue in there because love me an accent of blue. But I think having a lighter rug will just help. So I need to visually see what it will look like in here, how to plan out this rug and everything. So we're going to just use a rug that I already have. So I have this rug that is a 3x5. Okay. This feels a lot better to me, honestly. I got a set of 2 storage ottomans that are really, really cute. Here they are. Aren't they so cute? So they have storage. You can take these off. We already put some things in here. And they're 2 different heights. So you kind of stack them. I actually like doing that, like stacking things that are different heights. That looks really good. I'm thinking that's how I want them to be on this side. I can also do it on this side. Move this over so that it's also like that. But I think I like the other placement. I think I like this placement. And I do want to go ahead and take this down. I actually really love this shelf. I got this from the thrift store. Really beautiful, actually really great quality, and it wasn't that expensive. I think it's like $12 or $15. So I definitely want to keep it. I just don't think that this is the space for it. We have an exciting package. The rug was coming next week. Well, it's here right now, and we get to open it, which makes me so happy because I can visualize things a whole lot better. A lot bluer than I thought, but it's honestly so pretty. I love the color of it, which is great. I'm also realizing that I never told you where the rug is from. It's from the Chris Loves Julia collection with Laloy. It's actually their Polly collection. So, really pretty. It has some jute in it. And of course you can see the blue. But I saw her style this in her office recently, and I thought it looked really, really pretty. It looked more of a subtle blue than this, but this blue is definitely out here. So anyway, I like the coloring of it and everything. Hoping it doesn't look too coastal, but what I plan to do is add a little bit more warmth with like the frames and everything. Definitely got the black mirror, so that will help. And then yeah, like some warm, darker frames in here, which will go great because I have a ton of those. So change of plans. The mounting hardware is inset in the mirror, so the screws have to come out a little bit, and it's really difficult for me to hold it up and put it on there myself. So I'm gonna wait until I have some help, but the wall sconces that I ordered came in the mail, so I'm gonna go open those up and possibly start mapping out like the placement of them. I also got stain for the stairs, which is really nice. I've seen someone use this and it's like odorless, I mean non-penetrating, pretty strong. And it's in a dark walnut, which is great. Since we have to stain inside, I thought the odorless would just be much better for everyone's lungs. So that's what I got. Oh, I also got these rechargeable, I think they're actually rechargeable light bulbs, because there's no hard wiring in here, and these wall sconces are plug-in. So they look like this. I've seen them around a bunch of influencers, and they had pretty great reviews, like 14,000 reviews. So hopefully those work out well. Okay, let's see what the sconces look like. Yeah. Okay, so this is lampshade, and this is the actual like arm of it. So it had this curve, which I like. It's supposed to be like this. Let me like put it together, and then I'll show you it on the wall. This is probably like the best way to be able to see it, which I think is kind of cute. I like it. Okay, so we'll discuss placement, but I think like this area is best. I need to see this mirror mounted first to make a sound decision, but I think these are gonna work. It does feel pretty light, a little cheaply made. At least this back plate does. There was a wall sconce that I wanted, but it's not in stock and it won't ship for a while. I think it was gonna take like a couple weeks to ship, so I'll keep these for now, and once those come in, I'll determine which ones I want to keep. But I actually kind of like the shape of these. Honestly, I just think that I'm not completely sold on the coloring, and it does feel a little cheaply made, but they are pretty affordable. They're like $30 a piece, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But I just put up these lights. I taped them to the wall to kind of see what they would look like and if I like the positioning of them. And they're about 10 inches apart from the mirror, which I actually kind of like that. This is like a great hack to try to figure out spacing and things, is like tape and temporary placement on walls is your best friend. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and mount these on the wall since we finally have this mirror hung up, and then we'll start playing with this side and then eventually move on to the stairs, which is a mess. But yeah, I feel like we're finally making some good progress. That looks so good. First time I did it because the black wire got disconnected, but let's try again. Okay, that's cute. I definitely think I want to change the bulb. I need to get new bulbs. Even though this is like a polished nickel and most things in my house are brass besides like the fixtures and things that are already here, I actually kind of like this. Like, I do like mixing metals, and I'm not opposed to polished silver and all that stuff, so I think I like it. And now I'm gonna try to build like the gallery wall around here, and we'll play it by ear. If I don't think that matches anything, I'll go ahead and do the rub and buff like I traditionally do, but I think it will work. Okay, today is the day where we make over the rail and start working on the gallery wall, which I'm really excited. For the stair rail, I got a stain that I showed you previously. Right now I'm going to use some liquid sandpaper just to get this glossy finish off and help the stain apply a little bit better. This is essentially sanding, just liquid form. So you give it a good shake and then you wipe it on. It says with the lint-free rough or coarse cloth. Apply, rub in circular motion. I'll go ahead and do this. While that dries, I'll start working on the gallery wall, and then we can come back with the stain. And it says to use a pretty generous amount. So, and this is only going on the banister. Okay, so that actually dried pretty quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with the stain. So I ended up getting this stain. It's like non-penetrating, non-smelling, odorless, no need for condition, all of that stuff. I've seen a DIYer use it on her stairs, so I thought this would be great since inside you really just need to shake it up. And it says to apply with a sponge, which I don't have, and wipe away excess with a rag. So I have a brush and then I have a rag, so I'm going to try both methods to see which one I like the best. And this color is in dark walnut. I'm gonna wipe the top to see how well it penetrates, which is kind of hard to see on camera, but I want it to penetrate a little bit more, so I'm gonna leave it on a little longer. It doesn't seem to be taking the stain as well. Might be because it's not fully sanded. The banister, it's not accepting the stain as much as I would hope it. I would like for it to. So I'm gonna pause. I really think it has to do with maybe the sanding of this. So I don't know if it's my application because I don't have the sponge or whatnot, but I also was considering painting this white. But after I saw the stain, I actually kind of like it darker, but I think if I start doing the gallery wall, it'll help me decide, you know, if I like the darker color or if I like the lighter color, because I feel like the dark will be a lot of contrast and just too busy for the eye, and the white will really help it kind of blend in with the walls and rails and all that stuff. So right now I'm working on the gallery wall, so I've kind of laid out all of my frames and things that I have. I went through shopping, got a bunch of them, so I have a lot to work with. There are a number of ways to do gallery walls. You can trace the frame on some construction paper or whatever kind of paper you have, tape it to the wall, kind of plan it out that way. You can kind of lay out the gallery wall on the floor and visually see it that way. You can also use tape, measure the size of the frames and put the exact measurement of the frames in tape on the wall, see it that way. But what I'm doing is I'm just using a tack, thumbtack, holding it up where I think I want it to be, putting a tack in the wall and then seeing if I kind of like it that way, because the holes of tacks fill pretty easily, honestly, with paint or with spackle pretty quickly, so I'm not really concerned about those holes. So that's just the easiest way for me, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Counting all my problems, one by one they're falling down on me. One more day in Paris, paradise is not what it's made to be. No, just say you won't let go, 'cause my bones can't keep taking this. And I thank you.
These stairs have seriously been a labor of love. I love the color. It really does like stand out, and it's perfect because even though it's dark, you can tell that it's not black. Like in person, it might look like black on camera, but it's definitely not. However, I had to do 5 or 6 coats of this, and I still have areas where I need to do touch-ups, and I also need to seal it. I just applied another coat this morning, so I want to wait for it to dry 24 hours, and then I'm gonna go in with a polyacrylic water-based satin sealer, which I've used on a ton of my projects that I've done painting jobs on. Probably going to apply at least like 3 coats, because one of the issues is that it didn't seem like the stain was taking it, or it would come off, like, you know, where areas where someone like accidentally touched, it would completely just like come off, or my brush was kind of making it come off. So I tried to wait at least 24 hours to reapply coats. I even waited a few days on some of them just to give it some more time, but not for the faint of the heart. Definitely took a lot of patience, but I love the way it turned out, and I think it looks beautiful with this face.
How long I've been faking this? These walls are caving in. I can use some saving. Hold me till I fall apart. Break me till I'm broken in. 'Cause I've been lost but never found. So high up and broken down. 6 feet underneath the frozen ground. But is it too late?
Look how beautiful that looks. Oh my god, it's such a great combination with the gold and the black. It really stands out. Stackhouse does an amazing job at doing art prints. I've gotten ones with the foam board, and this one is without it, and it's still just such great quality. I love it. That is so beautiful. I will link the actual art down below. I also got this magnetic picture light to go over here because there's not a lot of light right here. It's pretty backlit because of the light that's coming from the kitchen and then the light that's coming from the entryway, so I thought this could help. However, I've had this for a while, and quite honestly, I cannot figure out where the remote is at or how to turn it on, so you're not gonna see it in the B-roll or anything, but I will figure it out. But what's cool is that it's chargeable, like right here, and you can attach it just like that, and it magnetizes. It's like so perfect and sleek and easy.
You're so irreplaceable, and everybody knows I want you, but I've always been so invisible to you. But I'm just waiting on you to pull back the curtains, and I've been standing on the sideline waiting till the time's right to make you mine. 'Cause ever since the first time you opened up my world, I just can't seem to close my eyes and sleep. I'm locked inside this daydream, don't need any saving. But I need you to wake me up. Imagination is chasing after innocent love, but I've been wasting so much time living.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this makeover. This has really made such a great impact on the space. This mirror definitely helps to like open up the space, brighten it, along with the added light fixtures, and the art in here makes it really cozy because the walls are really white. So like the darker steel rail and the darker wood tone frames really brings that coziness in it. So I'm super excited that this space finally feels complete and like ours, and a representation of our style and our home. So I love it. I think it goes great with the rest of the space. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do have some exciting news. I finally found some nightstands, you guys. So that means that we get to continue back into the bedroom. We started that last year, exactly 1 year ago. We're finally coming back to it. Found some nightstands that we love, and we're gonna start wrapping up that space because it really just needed some cosmetic, you know, decorations and stylings and things. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Living on cloud nine.